Now presenting Mr. Mike Coyne, Governor's Hurricane Conference Board member representing the National Weather Service.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our next award is the Tropical Meteorology Award. It's presented to an individual or organization that has made outstanding or substantial contributions to the advancement and knowledge, application, or understanding of the hurricane forecasting and warning process in the state of Florida. Since 2004, Mr. Mike Boylan has been educating people about trends, model runs, and everything else tropical weather related through his website. He does not forecast, but his dedication and contributions to the citizens of Florida and providing tropical weather information in layman's terms, helping to explain what the forecast trends mean and how to follow all the extensive maps, charts, and graphs located on his website, Mike's Weather Page, aka SpaghettiModels.com. The 2021 Tropical Meteorology Award goes to Mike Boylan of Mike's Weather Page.
Just click on Mike's page, Trump Donkey Nation. Well, there'll always be some haters. They don't understand. Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend, Mike, he's your man. And he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Yeah, here at Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide.
All right. What's that? All right, Brew Crew, let me know the audio. This is where it always messes up. Give it a second. All right, what's up, everybody? It's a Tuesday. Now, last Tuesday, we had all kinds of technical difficulties because Tuesdays aren't normally live, but now we're kind of back in our normal routine here. If there is such a thing as being normal. We'll be live tomorrow on Thursday. No Friday this week. Emily and I are going to be in Minnesota. Minnesota, buddy. I'm going to have to lint brush my dang shirt. I should have put a t-shirt on before our live. I got to wear this one later. Yeah, so we'll be in Minnesota Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. Minnesota Friday. So I'll be sharing photos. You know I will. Thursday we land. We're going to be at the Mall of America. She wants to shop. Oh, my God. We're going to spend money, Louie. He doesn't care. So good morning, Brew Crew. Good morning, Miss Shelley Ross. Good morning, everybody over there. We've been talking for a few minutes. Might be playing around with the audio a little bit. Not a lot of weather to talk about today. We're going to talk about weather, I promise. And catch everybody up to date. Had some thunder last night. I was watching some TV and I heard thunder in a distance. And I'm so stubborn, I won't pull the phone out. And then I hear it again, and then I hear it again, then I hear it again, and I'm like, Louie, I think that's thunder. The radar confirms that it was thunder. So, cheese curds. Moist out there. So this is our Daily Brew. Okay, everybody, we talk weather. We've been doing this since 2016 with my buddy Louie here. Louie is our OG. We lost Hunter. I'm sure you saw. We got a new little guy coming in a couple weeks. Louie will always be the original. He's a little lonely, but he's doing a lot better today. I'm very happy. I think he's almost okay. He luckily got to see Hunter after, and I think he kind of understood. Right, buddy? You miss Hunter? You like your daddy? He was up here. He always puts his paws up about 9 o'clock because he knows it's time to go live. He loves this time of the day. So he could sit up here the whole time if we wanted to. But yeah, I'll be so excited to show you. We named him Longo. Longo. Your brother's coming. Longo. Longo. You want to play with your brother Longo? Oh, man. So let's say hi for a few minutes. Mr. James, how you doing over there? What's up, Mr. Richard? Good to see y'all. I appreciate you two coming over and watching Emily play softball over there. That was fun. Karen, too. Mary Ann, what's up? Tallahassee area. Habanero's Dream, good morning. Angel Baby, good morning. We got Mary Carol. We should bring him home. So we're going on a cruise. Okay, we're going on to Margaritaville. We got a big announcement we're going to be making from the Margaritaville. You can imagine what the big announcement on the Margaritaville is going to be on a cruise ship, the Margaritaville. And then we're going to pick up little Longo when we get back home. It'll be like 9 weeks. It's perfect timing. And then the next couple of softball tournaments, we're going to take the camper because we don't want to have Longo and Louie apart from us too. So I'm looking forward to it too. Little bandit. Shell, good morning. I like that name. New name. Anybody new in the Brew crew? Y'all are giving me a hard time about suitcases. Jupiter needs some rain. Yes, the east coast of Florida has been denied. That flow pattern has been so odd the last several days, flowing up through the south from the north here in the state. Southeast Florida has been definitely light on the rain. Michael Hinchman, hey buddy from West Virginia. You've had a lot of rain in West Virginia. Have you heard a new Oliver Anthony West Virginia song? Almost Heaven, West Virginia. All right, let's put on a satellite picture here real quick. What do I want to show you here? Let's put on this one. That's current satellite. And then we're going to talk weather. Louie. Hey, Joey from Port Arthur. Been there a bunch of times flying into Houston. Oh, you got a Louie Hurry shirt yesterday. Oh, man. Redmond got a Louie Hunter shirt, the original Hurricane Hunters. That is so awesome, Redmond. Hey, you know Dale Earnhardt sales went up after he passed, so we're not ever going to forget about Hunter. Hunter was the original Hurricane Hunter. Now when we go long range looking, we're going to think about long go looking. All right, a few more hellos, and we're going to go over weather. We'll promise. Bill, what's up, Mr. Cubs? Hey, man, the Rays are on a hot streak. You can't deny the Rays. We got pitching, we got hitting, we got young blood. Mangum, Meisner. Gene, I love the new puppy, too. We got a really good story about the new puppy. Puppy needed a home, and guess what? Found the perfect home. Yeah, we'll be working on a new Longo shirt, no doubt. You want a shirt with Longo? Oh, you know what he likes to do? I better do this without showing off too much of Louie, but he can lay sideways on me for a long time. Now I got hair all over my shirt. I got to be on TV later, so I'm gonna have to use a lint brush. So welcome again, ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, our great sponsor. You can see the logo there on the left side of the screen. We love ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Good friends of mine supporting us now for 6 years. That's what sponsors do. They support what they believe in, and I appreciate it. Why, Mama? Frank, I know where that's at. That's south, heading down southbound on 75. Remember the old Alma Brothers song, Southbound? Going southbound. A couple things I want to talk about. Yesterday, I had my good friends David and Major Looks like we're going to be working on the second year of our special brew. Not the daily brew. The evening brew. So we're going to work all that out, and really excited about that. Hoping to have a release date around September 1st this year, a little bit more into the heart of the season, and definitely want to put Longo on the can. So we're going to work out some cool design spaghetti model IPA with Louis and Longo. I think it'd be awesome. I am on Fox. We're going to talk about that, Gus. Thank you. So anyway, good shout out to my good friends there, Major and David. It was great catching up. I posted this last night. Oh my God. So I rarely watch TV. Rarely. And I've been putting off watching Earnhardt. I don't know why, because he was such a big part of my life growing up. I believe a lot of me is because of him. You know how you have heroes in your life? Unfortunately, I believe I'm molded. No, fortunately, not unfortunately. I'm just saying I became a lot of who I am through Dale. Fortunately. I shouldn't have said fortunately. But anyway, oh my God, I sat down with Louis. Swear to God, I didn't get off that couch all 4 episodes. And I had to pee so bad. But I could not stop watching. I've never done that ever. I've never binge watched anything on TV. It was so good. Oh my God. I could not go to sleep. It was around midnight. And then those storms came through and I went out, flew my drone. I'm like, what am I doing? It's 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. I got to get up at 5:30. I woke up at 5:30. I'm like, But now I'm going to go to my dad's and watch it. It was amazing. So anybody that loves family, values, life, racing, this is amazing. So I really enjoyed that. Wanted to pass that along, okay? We're going to talk about this. We got a little blob down in lower Texas, not doing anything. We had the same blob yesterday. Weather repeats itself. We're in this blob pattern now, Texas blobs. We're going to see some of this try to inch its way up to the lower coast here in a couple days. Big storms in the middle central plains last night. We're going to talk about that a little bit. A little bit of storms came up through Florida. We'll talk about that. But we're going to talk about all the weather here in a second. Here's the radar. We're going to talk about this. I want to show you this real quick. Let me zoom in. This is your radar the last 12 hours. Let's see if I can zoom in a little better. This is windy. Usually if you double click, you get a little better, tighter zoom. All right, so I wanted to show Wichita. Well, anyway, they had 100-mile-an-hour winds. Here's what happened overnight. Wow, that's really far out there. Let me see if I can. All right, that's better. All right. So windy lets you look back radar almost, I don't know how many days, lots of days, more than just 24 hours, days and days and days and days. So here was last night. Let me show you what happened here. We had a little bit of storm here. So this flow has been coming out of the south. Really odd flow the last several days across Florida, upper Gulf. This flow has been directly northbound. And we had these storms last night start to brew. And about 10:30, we had a line of thunder here hugging the coast. It's been this pattern a long time now. You can see it. Let's zoom in a little closer here. It's been really weird. We had North Carolina storms too. But this is a sneaky little storm that popped up overnight. And about midnight, you can see it was thundering pretty good across central part of Florida. Here's that line that was developing, though, that went through Kansas last night. And then this morning, look at this line. You can just follow that line. As the night went on, it came down through diagonal. All this is meeting in the middle here. Sound went garble. Okay, well, can't do nothing about it. Tomorrow we're going to have a new microphone. I can't do anything about it sitting here. New microphone tomorrow. Maybe I got garbled. Garble. Yeah, it'd be an easy fix. I'm going to order a secondary microphone. I'll probably have one in my truck, actually. I got so many microphones in my truck. Oh, well. Oh, there's my hat fell down. All right. So anyway, that storms, man. We had 100-mile-an-hour winds go through Wichita this morning, early. They're going to have a repeat of that today. Look at that. And then it went through Oklahoma early this morning and came on down. So that was the big storyline. Big storms. Big old line of storms. There was some massive tornadoes yesterday. It was bad. All right. Storms today. Morning, Jay. Hello, friends. Yeah, we're still getting our microphone. It's on my. Hey, Richard. Yeah, it's on my MWP chat. We have a whole separate setup over there. My 1978 PC is struggling. It literally. All right, here's storms today. Same area pretty much. Kansas going to get some big winds today. Another Boeing line of storms expected later. That's today. Could be some tornadoes. 5% risk. Hey, yesterday we had massive tornadoes and 2% risk up there. It was some of the best footage I've ever seen yesterday. There's your tornado outlook today. Winds are the big story today. Hatched area, hurricane force winds. We had 101 mile an hour winds in Kansas, Wichita this morning. Dorothy lost her shoes. You weren't even born yet. Come on. Now I feel old. Nobody feels old. Let me tell you. So, I've had 2 dinner dates at the Madison Social in Tallahassee. And they were older people, my age. Great place, great food. Loved it. Hung out a bunch. So this week, the girls were tired. I'm like, I'm going to Uber to Madison Social. Have a few. Uber back. And I think the whole FSU campus was there. Like 4 deep. And the guy's like checking everybody in, and he's like, you should be able to get food at the bar. So I walk in. You couldn't even see the bar. It was so many people. Well, then I'm looking around at these kids. They're pretty young looking. And I'm like, I text Julie. I'm like, some old 52-year-old dudes hanging out at Madison Social with 5,000 college kids. I'm out of here. I've never rushed out of a place in all my life like I did there. It's like I need to go. So I went to the house where I felt very safe, which is ironic because the manager there recognized me because I've been there 3 times now during hurricanes, snow, tornadoes. It seems to be my go-to spot in Tallahassee. So that was fun. Barb, we came up with the name Longo because we were listening to Longoria's interview when he passed because of Rays, and then I got some really cute pictures of him sitting next to some Longo bobbleheads, and we have a lot of history with Longoria, and met him, and Emily's got some, signed stuff, and we were big Rays fans, so it just made sense. That was what we were listening to when he passed, and it was a memory for me because we were driving. So, yeah, Sarah, those tornadoes in Nebraska, unbelievable. But anyway, here's the winds today, hurricane force winds. Here's the other stuff today to watch, flooding. And we have 2 areas. We have Pennsylvania. Oh, my goodness, a lot of mountain areas there again. So, unfortunately, parts of West Virginia again. Flooding down through Kentucky, a lot of rains. These are your 24-hour rain totals on the bottom. Anything blue and up is about 1/2 inch to 1 inch plus. So definitely areas in blue are going to get higher rain totals. And we, of course, have the Central Plains again. So 2 areas they're watching for flooding. It's kind of rare to get 2 moderates in 2 different systems. So that's today, Tuesday. Tomorrow, severe weather pushes up north a little bit. Now I'm going to Minnesota Thursday. I missed it by a day. But there's some severe weather. Well, actually, that's not Minnesota, I know. But there's your severe weather. We got enhanced tomorrow. That's a large area. So there's some severe weather tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday tomorrow, to watch. Tornadoes are going to be a big, large area, too, unfortunately, all the way up to the Great Lakes and the Browns. So large area for tornadoes tomorrow, Wednesday, to worry about. And then on Thursday, that line pushes a little bit to the East Coast. We got pretty much Georgia, North Carolina especially, all the way up to Canada. Could be some storms, so definitely want to pay attention to that in mid-Atlantic northward on Thursday for that. Heat is the big story. Heat. It's hot. I will never talk about Alaska heat again. People absolutely went ballistic at me. I'm like, I'm just telling you that it was the first heat advisory for Alaska. I know it's hot there. The weather news is the National Weather Service is now issuing heat advisories for Alaska. They used to just issue special statements. It was their first heat advisory. You could have took it as really, or really. But anyway, they have hazardous heat, 619 to 620. We have all kinds of hazardous heat. Oh my God, you can't even keep up with all these little squiggles and squabbles and lines. But a lot of red means a lot of heat. I got some more graphics on that I'm going to show you here. This graphic here is a little different. This is an experimental one. Now, the last one was for next week. This is going into the end of the month. So not only is next week hot, it's even hotter going into July. Very high risk here of heat. Almost the whole state of Ohio is circled. All of New England is circled. 100 degrees in some spots expected in New York and stuff. So that's hot. I'm not going to talk about that today, but if you're really curious, there's a lot of hundreds expected. Now, long-range heat outlooks, the Euro usually is really aggressive on heat temperatures. Morgan, how you been, girl? Katie, how you doing? Katie, I got your shrimp over here. Katie, look, I kept your shrimp. I made a little display. I have all kinds of cool toys. Morning, Miss Crystal. Natalie, heat's on. Heat is on. All right. Heat. All right. Some other graphics about the heat. Above average. This is June 22 to 26. Obviously, it's hot. Hey, when it's hot on one side, it's usually cooler than normal on the other. It's going to be hot on the east side, so coast a little cooler on the west side. Then we go into June 24th to 30th. Hot again. That's those extreme temperatures expected toward the end of the month. So cooler on the middle west side. Hotter on the east side. Heat wave. Week 3, week 4. Hard to tell these little guys. This is June 28th to July 11th. Above normal down my area, Upper Gulf. Equal in the middle. You can see it. Now we're getting some warm back out west. But that's going into middle July. Here is the month of June. This one's probably, I shouldn't have pulled this one up because we already showed all that. Here is June, July, August. And, whatever they come out. We'll see a new one coming out any day now. Just showing, I don't know. It's hot. It's hot. I don't like it. All right, let's talk about the tropics. Tropic. Hey, Tallahassee, Deborah. We love Tallahassee. Oh, I don't have my graphic up. Darn it. So, listen, everybody. 2 things. One, I will be on a live interview today at 12:45 Eastern. 12:45 Eastern on Fox Weather. You should be able to get that on any channel. It's like Weather Channel. Fox Weather. So look for it on your cable. It's definitely on YouTube. It's definitely on streaming devices. But I will be live. And I appreciate everybody putting on your stories. I asked everybody. They wanted me to share a story or two of somebody that listened to my advice and made decisions based on my advice. I'm like, I don't know anybody in particular. So I put the comment out there last night. And we've had like 300 comments. So really thank you. A lot of them are really long comments too. So I really appreciate you taking the time to write those. That takes a lot of time to type. So that means a lot. So anyway, I'll be on there. I'll probably reshare it. I'm pretty excited about it. Don't turn it political, but I got my shirt on and I'm looking pretty good. They said no logos, so I have to just wear my Mike's Weather Page shirt. So, but that's 12:45 Eastern today. Excited about it. Yours truly. Thanks to you all hitting the network today. They want to talk weather and stories and messaging, and I don't know what else. I don't go into these things with any agenda. I just kind of like talk. So whatever comes out, I'm always happy with the results. I just don't ever know what the heck's spewing out of my mouth at the time. And it was 122 at Death Valley yesterday. But wait, you have a question. Where's that at? Where's How you pronounce that? Chihuahua? Chihuahua Desert? Is it hot? I'm sure it's hot. It sounds like, hey, with a name like that, anything with desert sounds hot. Jesse Rice, hey, it's good to have you back. So, all right, here's your tropical wave map. Remember we talked about tropical waves? Holy cow, they're everywhere. We got tropical wave, tropical wave, tropical wave, tropical wave. We got a low, we got a low, we got a low. What's all that mean? Nothing. Nothing. We got a big old high. I got a lot of dry air. I'm going to show you all that. Tropics are quiet. A lot of dry air. I'm going to show you. It's normal. Kind of normal. Kind of normal. It's slow. Hey, slow. And I really think it's hilarious when I post that tropics are slow. I can never say anything more neutral than there's no tropical activity expected in the next 15 days. And then the first comment, boy, you sure sound sad. Because there's always going to be weather. There's going to be breaks in the weather too. Like, how did you get I'm going to be sad from showing, an outlook? Boy, you sure are sad. Why do you sound like you're cheering for hurricanes? As hard as I try to make the words non-adjectives neutral, someone always still comes up with, why you got your pom-poms out? Anyway. All right, here you go. 7-day outlook. Your 7-day outlook. Anyway. St. Pete weather. Terry, it's tricky. Radar's your friend, Terry. We're in this weird flow pattern. I looked at future radar. I'm going to show you here at the end. We got this really odd Bermuda high placement that's pulling storms overnight. So we could have a couple sneaky ones. They don't last long. And it's usually calm in between. So I wouldn't cancel it. I would just make sure you have a good radar. Anyway, tropical activity not expected the next 7 days. This means there's no areas to watch. The only spot that could possibly be sneaky would be from Eric. I'm going to show you from the Pacific. Here you go. So we have our first, I think this is our first landfall in hurricane maybe of the year. I'm not sure. I don't follow the Pacific. But when there's nothing to talk about in the Atlantic, I show the Pacific. Now, some of this remnants was showing that it might end up breaking off and ended up in the Gulf. Now, a little less. But there were still a few ensembles saying this might end up here. But I don't know. That's really stretching it. But anyway, the 5th storm of the year for the Pacific. That's crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They had 5 named storms this season already. It's only June 17th. I had to remind myself that the hurricane season's only 2 weeks old. But they've already had 5 storms over there. What's up with that? Well, the weather pattern, we have so much high pressure over the Atlantic and so much upper level wind flow. It's just all that juice is crossing Central America. Then it's getting going over there. It's just all these waves are just continuing that westbound. Weaker goes west. They ride the equator. They ride those monsoonal winds because they're not organized. Weaker goes west. Waves cross the Central America. And then they kind of get into a little more favorable conditions. And boom, there you go. Eric, if you're interested. I don't know what part of Mexico that is, but somebody down there is going to be dealing with possible hurricane. Some of the modeling actually had it intensify pretty good. As a fact, let's go to Tropical Tidbits and take a look. We haven't really done this yet this year. So Tropical Tidbits, let's look at current storms. I want to look at the high resolution models. So let's look at what it looks like. Well, I messed up. We'll just go straight to it. H-Wharf. Let's look at Eric 05. Here we go. This is these are our models that we use a lot during the year. Pressure, winds. Some of them are showing some pretty intense. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, my goodness gracious. Holy crapola. All right, well, there you go. That could be a pretty 950. That's pretty strong hurricane. I've been watching a lot of these models now. A little bit of weekend before landfall, but still 960 right there before landfall. I don't know what part of Mexico that is. I feel terrible. I'm not a geographer. That's pretty strong. Let's see what the old Haas A. 978. Yeah, pretty decent little hurricane. I saw Josh Morganman talking about heading down there. Possibly chasing that. So there you go. I know where we're going to go look here in a second. 978. So yeah, we could be dealing with more than just a weak Cat 1 here. Yeah, 954. I'm telling you, this one's going to be interesting. We're definitely seeing signs here of a strong system. So I just popped in my head where to go. Let's go to Google Earth here, Google Radar. I know we can go to WeatherWise also. I don't have it linked on my site yet. I think it really eats up my resources, so I'm going to wait on that. But let's scoot on over here and turn on the tropics. So, Acapulco. Well, they're going to be on the better side of it. Oh, it's officially going to be a 2, so we might get a 3 out of this thing. Huh. 2 all the way inland. They were dealing with Otis just a couple years ago, so that could be some pretty significant weather for them. So I'm sure there's people watching close that are cruising and vacationing. But I'd be worried about this thing. Oh, it's supposed to be 100-mile-an-hour wind. So, yeah, we could definitely see a Cat 2 inching on Cat 3. Timing is going to put it here just a couple days. Probably more like a Thursday. All right, enough of that. There you go. All right. No tropical activity. These are my ensembles that I look at. We look out to 15 days all the way to July 1st. This is a really good tool to just kind of give you an idea of where areas that might start popping low pressures. And we're seeing a couple of those ensembles. We're starting to see a little bit more activity in the next week, again, with our high pressure lifting and maybe one of these waves. Going to show Barrow here. The pattern is, if we were to get anything with this pattern, it's going to be more likely Western Gulf, because everything's flowing that direction. A little bit of weakness would allow the high to push a little bit more to the north. So that would be the area early season to watch. Yucatan, Belize, cross it into BOC. There's nothing really showing right now, but that would be where I would guess the next month or so where we're looking at the greatest possibilities at the moment. So anyway, there's your 15-day outlook and just a couple ensembles. You can see how busy the Pacific is at the moment. Here is Barrel. Let's talk about Barrel. Yeah, I was thinking that too, Jesse, about the NASCAR race. Man, they could have been dealing with a hurricane. Not just a hurricane, but flooding rains. Ian got a squall line in Jamaica yesterday, huh? Oh, I can't wait to see New Puppy 2, Jesse. Lisa, we could jump in the Storm Chaser. I don't know if it would make it. I have a feeling this could be the last year. Oh, Wednesday, tomorrow. I got we got maybe tomorrow the new laptop and the new laptop in the truck tomorrow. Yeah, we'll run a new AI on Diane. Great question. Let's do that real quick. Let's run the new AI. One of our brew crewers was asked. So here's the new Google AI. I got it linked on the top. Not everybody's excited about it, but that's okay. Let's take a look at, now that we have a named system. Let's see how the Google AI. I don't even. I don't really think it's doing it right now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's really doing anything right now or not. I don't really get it. So Google AI to me right now has not really got a handle on things. It's, you can see some of those remnants in the Euro. These are your Euro ensembles, a few of those popping into the VOC there. You can see that. And there's a couple of those we were talking about in the blue that might be coming. I thought you could zoom in on these things. I really haven't figured it out yet. But this is towards the end of the month, starting to show a couple more members in that lower Gulf. So I don't know. Haven't really figured it out yet. I'm learning like AI. Okay, there's your water vapor map. We're going to talk tropics here to go into things. I want to show Barrow real quick. Here's Barrow. So Barrow, believe it or not, it was about this time last year we were starting to pick up on long-range modeling. Barrow was a Cat 5 at the end of June. Earliest Cat 5, the farthest Cat 5 that early to the east. So it was a year ago we were tracking Barrow. Things changed. That was a serious hurricane. It made landfall in Texas July 7th, July 8th, more like July 8th. Went all the way up through Maine. Barrow had 244 tornado warnings all the way through Maine. I think New York had 44 tornado warnings. But that would be, you know, that this makes sense. You know, if we were to get something, if you look at current water vapor loop, you know, this stuff's riding way too low. You know, Barrow came across like that. This year, everything is pushed farther to the south, and everything's a little too low. So these waves are kind of crashing here, and then plopping out on the other side over here. Weaker west remnants getting pushed across with those strong west winds, and they get shoved across and start going to the Pacific. So a little different weather pattern this year. Now these strong winds too have done something else. They have cooled the water. If you look at tropical tidbits here and look at sea surface temperature anomaly maps here for the North Atlantic, what's interesting, really, two things. We've had a lot of Saharan dust, which is normal, but we've had a lot of winds, and these winds that have been rushing across have really cooled the water, and that's cooler than normal. I'll admit it. Everybody thinks I'm like only negative. I try to show both sides right down the middle. I showed this the other day. It's amazing. You know, the water temperature anomalies are cooler now across the main development region. I got a text coming in here. So yeah, strong winds create a lot of waves, which lifts water up from below the surface, and it cools the sea surface temperatures, along with that Saharan dust. Now it is warmer in the Gulf. This is the area I worry about more than anything is homegrown. Francis, Florence, Dorian, Andrew, Gene. You know, it doesn't always have to start here to be significant. Michael, Idalia, Ida. So don't think because it's cool here, it's going to be, you know, we still have to worry about all that hot water there. And this is your water anomaly maps, and they're still above normal there. So until we get something to worry about, we'll worry about it. So it doesn't keep the Gulf cooler with this weather pattern. With these winds just keep on plugging. Now, long range looking. Let's look at some long range maps. We haven't looked at these in a long time. We go to tropical tidbits for that. We can look at some CFS monthly data. Let's look at sea surface temperature. I don't know if this one's got it on here. There it is. All right, so sea surface temperature anomalies. This is for July. A little cooler across the MDR. A little warmer in the Gulf. A little, you know, like I said, homegrown was for U.S. continental U.S. Homegrown is obviously what we've experienced the worst lately. Caribbean loves this pattern. A lot of wind shear, dry air. We get into August, and September a little warmer. This is above normal, the 30-year average from. This only goes to 2009. I think we can look at CFS or SIPS models. This is to 2010. So September, they're looking a little above normal. I mean, they're keeping it cooler above normal through June and July. Still warmer in the Gulf, but then we start getting in the months that matter. August, September, and October are still expected to be warmer than normal. White's normal, 30-year normal, 81 2010. And like I said, it's not just the Atlantic. If you look at the Eastern Pacific, it's cooler than normal. So it's not warm everywhere. It's cooler there, warmer here. So we still got signs. That's why CSU released an updated hurricane season outlook last week, and they maintained their numbers of 17, 9, and 4. So what's Mitzi? Yep. No, not going to keep the Gulf cooler. So GF, thinking about a metal roof. I tell you what, Shelly's got one. She likes it. Let's see what else we got. All right, so European ensembles not showing anything. Let's show you what down the road, these little areas could be areas to watch. You notice all these waves are popping westbound, but then we're starting to see, long-range modeling. Maybe a couple of these get lifted northward into the end of June. So, again, if we were to see any pattern change in some of these waves, try to lift up. Nothing's showing consistent, but, again, an area to watch would be that. And that's very typical this time of year. GFS always a little more aggressive, showing you this. Nothing in the next 4 or 5 days. A lot of Pacific action, obviously. But then, it's starting to kind of show. It's not showing that Eric lifted much up under the BOC. But then, going into next week, starting to show some lift. So, nothing solid. But, again, if we were to watch an area, that would be what we would watch. And a little breakdown of the high and a little more chance of a wave. So, it's possible. Always possible. All you need is a wave. We got all these tropical waves out there. I want to show you the dust map. Everybody always asks about the dust map. This is where we're at. And we got another little plume coming off here tomorrow. It's going to make the islands on Thursday. And we have another bigger one coming. But some of this, see, this is all dusty, dry air. Indicates dry air. We got a big one coming off the end of the week, and it's going to reach the Caribbean the 23rd, 24th, about a week from now. So another big plume of dry, dusty air coming. And look at that one. That one makes it all the way through the Caribbean. Look at that. That's over Jamaica. This is on the 23rd, 24th. Look at that. That's incredible. So still seeing that dust. Another map we haven't used in a while, is this one. This is dusty air and dry air. We got dust in white and dry air in oranges and yellows. So there you go. The whole Atlantic just showing you a tremendous amount of dry air. And that's why we don't have a lot going on. Here's what I posted yesterday, a little climatology from 1991 to 2020. Your normal first system begins June 20th with your second named storm average July 17th. First hurricane average is August 11th. So historically, it's slow. How about that? Right, let's look at some future radar here for the southeast, and then we'll say goodbye because I'd like to go to 10. I could talk all day. So here the Wichita again. So they got another big squall line coming today. Let's focus on that real quick. You can see that one really setting up. All kinds of weather through there today. Big winds again. And then the flow pattern through the southeast. Watch everything just kind of get pulled to the north and turn off to the northeast. You're going to have some storms this evening, but then watch happens. Some of those make it slowly westbound, and they get lifted to the north. So kind of what we saw last night. And then some storms overnight, still popping here across the Gulf, pretty much any place. This is a few random ones. This is midnight tonight, 1 o'clock. There's that big squall line just passed through Kansas overnight tonight. And there you go. Look at all this rain in Pittsburgh today. You can see this heavy rain today. They got flooding chances in Pennsylvania and down into West Virginia. And there you go. Look at that big old line setting up. This is Thursday morning. But the big stuff today is obviously through the Central Plains again. So there you go. Dust map beam. Hey, Tracy. The purples and blues are dust. Did I close the window? I did. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Oh, well. Oh, I won't open it again. So there you go. Appreciate it. Shauna, hey, good comment there. We'd like to be alive. Welcome, Steve. How's it going, buddy? Thank you. Yep, 12:45 will be on Fox Weather. Who knows what they're going to talk about? Brew Crew, what's going on? What's Jason talking about? What do you got, Jason, over there? 84. What are you talking about? Where was that at? Texas? Jeez. Anyway. Cool beans. Hey, let's say hi to a few folks here. Let's do our old fireworks sponsor. You know, I love 4th of July. I just thought of a funny story I probably shouldn't share. We'll be at Daytona in August. They have the biggest fireworks show ever at the end of the NASCAR race. But July 4th, we have a lot of fun, too. But all around me here, it's fireworks time. So if you see Big Bang, they're friends of mine. Stop by. Their tents are everywhere. Pasco County, Hillsborough County. Pinellas, I don't think lets you do it. So you just got to cross the county line. But celebrate America. Big Bang. We love it. Some of our best memories have been scaring chickens. Yeah, we have a good time. Always. I like the big loud ones. Not at 3 a.m, though. You want to hear a funny story? Big Bang. This is funny if you're listening. So this is a true story. I tend to light off some Big Bang fireworks around Christmas parties, Halloween parties, whatever parties. One Christmas party, I would light one of these off. Bam! 30 minutes later, I'd light another one off. Bam! About the third one went off, 2 Pinellas County officers, sheriff. Hey, Pinellas County sheriffs, I know you're listening. You love these kind of stories. 2 gentlemen were walking down the side of our house. They were very quiet. How y'all doing? I'm like, good. You wouldn't have me lighting off any fireworks, would you? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, well, we figured you were. He said, we kept waiting for another one to go off, and we got a little closer, so we had to stop and wait, and we waited for the next one to go off. We got a little closer, and then when you lit off your third one, we figured it out. So they weren't mad. They just said, hey, keep it down. But then our HOA lit up, and the Facebook page was like, who the heck's lighting off fireworks at midnight? That was a good story. It's always good times. So they wanted to put a little ad on there. I don't care. Let's do it. Let's have a good time. I have a lot of fun stories growing up. So there you go. Every day we highlight somebody, and that was our fun today. So, all right, we'll be live tomorrow, Wednesday, and then we'll be live on Thursday. Remember, Friday, Emily and I are going to be at Phil's daughter's wedding up in Minnesota, and then we'll be back home. And then we'll be live next week. I got a lot going on next week. Oh man, I think I might be missing Thursday. I'm doing a big FWC FWC Fish and Wildlife. I don't know what time that is. I might be okay Thursday next week. I can't remember what the hell we got to do. Thank God. Let's see. Oh, there's our cruise. Wrong week. Thanks to Julie for doing my calendar. I got a physical next Tuesday. I am not looking forward to that. Lakewood Ranch, 11:30 to 12:30. Oh, no, I'm not doing that one. ABC I'm doing with Dennis next week. I think it's a taped one, though. 2 to 3. So we will be live next week. Maybe not Friday, though, because Emily's got a showcase. So next week is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, you're off again, Shelly. So we're live tomorrow and Thursday, and we're live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. You can always go to the webpage here and see when we're live again. Remember, Brew Crew, we got a calendar. There you go. They'll be live on Wednesday. So, there you go. That's it for me. We're going to stay over in the Brew Crew, talk for a while. Have a great day. Thanks so much. Remember, tune in at 12:45 Eastern today, and I'll be on Fox Weather talking. I don't know what they're going to talk about, but pretty excited about it. So 12:45 Eastern, and we'll talk about it tomorrow.